welcome back to Crafters TV. It is time for a craft along, which is always so much fun. We all get to craft along together in real time and make something absolutely gorgeous. And today is absolutely no exception because we've got Hillary in the building. Hillary, how excited are you on a scale of 1 to 10 for your first ever craft along?
I am so super excited. I cannot wait to show you what I'm going to make today. You're going to love it.
Ooh, let's see then, Hillary, what is coming our way in this craft along.
I am going to be making this gorgeous little stationery box here. Look how lovely that is.
That is super cute.
And that's not all. The little bits inside as well.
Oh, wow.
To show you that you can put either little gift tags in here. Oh, upside down, sorry. Gift tags in here or your smaller cards. Ooh.
Oh, fabulous.
Over everything. I'll be able to rhyme off those materials for you that you'll need very shortly.
Awesome. Okay, then if you're ready, let's run through those bits and bobs, Hillary, that we're going to need for this fabulous craft along.
Okie doke, so for this particular stationery box, you're going to need your opaque pigment ink pads in 3 different colours. Well, you can use any colours you like, but for this particular one, I've chosen Crushed Velvet, Midnight and Parakeet. Then you're going to need your textured stamps. So these are something we've released not long ago, and you're going to need the SKUs called Textured Opulence, Letters to You, and Garden Trellis, and that's to decorate up our pieces in our box and whatnot. You're also going to need your 12-inch by 12-inch paper pad in cool tones, your Nina card, and you're going to need some Centura Pearl card in A3. It's super important that you get that larger Centura Pearl card. And then you're going to need your additional elements on top of those are your stamping mat and rocker block, a scoreboard with a scoring tool, your guillotine. I would suggest using your larger guillotine, but your smaller one will work just as well. It's just for the larger A3 cardstock. Your large guillotine would probably be better. You're going to need some tacky glue, 3D glue gel, red liner tape, a heat gun, ribbon, and some magnetic panels like discs or some Velcro dots to seal the box shut. Now for this one, I'm actually going to be using some clear embossing powder as well to give the box a little bit more shimmer and a little bit more shine. You don't have to do that, but that's what I'm going to be doing today.
Awesome. Now, I don't want you to think that if you don't have any of these elements, you can't take part in this craft along. You absolutely can. You can craft along with this craft along at any point you like, because all of our shows are available to view at any time in the future over on our website. So you can grab these bits now when they arrive, make a note of this particular craft along, and then come back and craft along when you're ready. We've got some brilliant products on the show as well, which are going to be awesome to use with the craft along. So we've got a fantastic quick dry ink pads collection for you here, and in here you're going to get 30% of these have gone, by the way. Baby blue, you're going to get the honey, misty morning, jet black, lagoon, lemon tonic. You've got midnight ocean blue, orange, straw bale, smoked emerald, spring meadow, and frosty jade too. You're also going to get 50 bonus points on this, and platinum members can pick these up for £40 or $56. That works out at just £3.08 or $4.31 per ink pad, which is incredible value for money. We've got an equally great deal, but on our opaques, which Hillary has got her hands on over there.
I do. I've got them over here. So the colours you'll be able to get in this are Spring Meadow. I don't know if we want to... Yeah, on the close-up there. Perfect. So we've got our Spring Meadow, a lovely green there. We've got the lightest of the pink set. We've got a pink tulip. We've got the darkest in our greens, which is Pine Tree. We've got a gorgeous Parakeet. This might be my favourite colour ever that we've ever done for ink pads. Yep, so Parakeet there. We've got an orange. We've got our light blue here, an Oasis. We've got Midnight, which is a lovely deep dark blue. And we've got our lemon tonic. We've got Lagoon. We've also got Honey Pot. Oh, that a little bit off there. There we go. And we've got Grasshopper. We've also got Crushed Velvet, and finally our darkest red shade we do is Bordeaux. Now all of those together you will be able to make any kind of make you want, because you've literally got so much of a variety of colours there, you can't go wrong.
Absolutely beautiful. Same pricing on those as the quick dries, completely up to you. How much of these have gone? Half of them have gone already, the opaque ink pads, so do be quick for them if you want them. Again, same pricing information, £40, $56 if you are a Club Inspire Platinum member. Now the thing is, we are all going to craft along in real time, so I trust you've all got everything gathered and ready to go. What I would also say is that we'll take regular breaks as we go through. If there's anything you missed or you need specifically recapped, then you can come back to me. You can come drop me a message and I will get Hillary to recap it for you. Details on how you can get in touch are on the bottom of your screen. Crafty TV on Facebook or predominantly Crafts Companion across on YouTube. But if you are ready, Hillary, judging by the comments, it would seem everyone else is pretty much good to go.
Good, good. Fabulous. So let's get started. Let's get going. So the first thing you're going to do, as I mentioned, you'll need your A3 Centura Pearl. If we can just go over to the, yeah, right, look at there. So what you're going to do with this is you're going to take your guillotine and you're going to cut this piece of cardstock to 8 inches by 8.5 inches. And this is why I mentioned that having your large guillotine would probably be better because you've got this larger cardstock you're working with.
Awesome.
So if I just measure that up there. So that there, I've done 8.5 inches by 8 inches there. So they don't look very different, doesn't look very different here, but that's your 8.5 across this side and 8 down there. Just move those out the way. So once you've got that piece cut there, you're going to take your scoring board. I'll just grab mine. Any size scoring board will work fine. You could even just stick to your guillotine and do it across your guillotine if you like. But I've brought out my scoring board just to bring a little bit more variety. So what you're going to do is you're going to go, let's bring that down, across your measuring guide and you're going to score along the longer side. So just doubly make sure that you've definitely got the 8.5 side there because like I say, there's not much difference in the size.
Okie doke.
So just definitely make sure you've got your 8.5. And you're going to come across and you're going to score at 5.5 inches first of all. Oh, I'll bring that down there. 5.5 there.
Awesome.
And then, still with the card in the same place, score again at 6.5. And then you're going to turn it around on the shorter side.
Right.
So this is your 8-inch one. I'll just bring it onto the glass mat so you can see. This is your 8-inch side. And you're going to then score at 1, 2, 6 and 7. So
1, 2, 6 and 7.
Yep, so with your cardstock buffed up against the edge of your scoring board, score at 1 inch.
Awesome. 2 inches.
2 inches there. And then keeping it pushed up against your side so it doesn't move. You're going to do it 6 inches. And then at 7 inches.
Awesome. So could you have cut this from a piece of 12 by 12 if you wanted to, this piece of cardstock here? Is this the biggest piece of cardstock you require, Hillary, or are there bigger pieces we go along?
No, this will be the biggest piece that you need.
Okay.
Everything else will just come together. This is going to actually make the box itself for us.
Right,
so
brilliant.
we're not too big for cardstocks really. This is going to be the largest
So if
one
you
we've
didn't
got.
have a piece of A3, you could have used a piece of 12 by 12, cut that down. Did you want just to recap those measurements again on both sides, Hillary, on the longest side first?
Yep, that's no problem. So obviously with your cardstock, you've got it, I'll show you against this glass mat here. You've got it cut against the 8.5 inches against this side. And on that side, you're going to use in your scoring board, you're going to score at 5.5 inches and 6.5 inches. And then on the shorter side, which is, if you can see here, the 8-inch side, you're going to take your scoring board and you're going to do 1 inch, 2 inches, 6 inches and 7 inches.
Awesome.
So once you've done all this, you're going to fold and burnish everything.
Some questions about sizes of papers. A3 is 11 3/4 by 16.5, but it's 8 by 8.5 is that measurement that you are requiring there as well. I will get Hillary to recap those measurements again at the end of this section too, so you'll get another chance to jot those down.
You can use your 12 by 12 cardstocks if you like. I just prefer to use Centura Pearl A3 because Centura Pearl is actually a thicker cardstock.
Right.
So it's better for your bases and your boxes and your card
Awesome.
bases and things like that.
Don't forget as well, if you are crafting along with us, we're definitely going to want to see pictures at the end of the craft along too. So make sure, as soon as we finish, you get those pictures into us, details on the bottom of the screen there.
Okay. So there's that first piece, and I don't know if you can see it very well. If I try and, oh, wrong way around. I'm constantly doing that upside down. It's a bit difficult to see here, but once it'll start coming together, you see it's around about the right size. That's what our box is gonna, this is where our box is gonna come from. I'll put that back.
Brilliant.
Okay, so for the next two pieces that go inside of your box, you're going to take some of your Nina card and you're going to plan out your design for each piece. This will be on the front and the back of your lid box. So we're going to cut some panels out now to create these pieces here. Just open that up and show you, and this little piece in here, and then the piece for the back as well. Just put that back on there.
Perfect. And you can get all that out of the one, can you? You
can, yes. In fact, it'll be better if I show you against the glass mat here, because you've obviously created a box. When your finished box is going to be done up and completed, it's a 4x6 box in itself.
Awesome.
So what you need to do then is, when you've got your Nina card, you've got to bring it down ever so slightly. Where have I put my... It's in front of me. I'm looking for my guillotine. It's right in front of me. You're going to cut this Nina card. And because the back of our box is 4x6, you're going to bring this in ever so slightly, and you're going to do it 3 3/4, okay, of an inch. Sorry, to be specific about that. 3 3/4 of an inch, and then you're going to turn it around, and you're going to do 5 3/4 of an inch.
Cool.
Okay.
3 3/4 by 5 3/4.
Yep. So when I bring this piece out, it's going to be 3 3/4 by 5 3/4, and if I just bring it here to show you, you'll see that that back panel is going to be covered by that there. That's what that's for.
Awesome.
Which is very nice. What you're going to do next is you're going to take this box that you've started making and cut away the 2 rectangles on the bottom left and right corners. So I don't know if you can see very well here. Where I've scored and folded and burnished, it's this right corner here and this left corner here. You're going to cut those away. Just your scissors is fine. There's nothing too fancy here. You don't need to bring your guillotine back in for this.
Lots of you crafting away. I know a lot of you like to craft in real time when we do this. Lots of you watch them through first and then craft along later in the day. There's no right or wrong answer, really. As long as you create the gorgeous project that Hillary's doing in your own time is the most important thing.
Sorry, Joe, would you mind just going for some comments for 2 seconds?
Absolutely, not a problem. Loads of you chatting away here. I can see Fran is saying good morning from coastal Maryland. Georgie Ann is in saying hi, Joe and Hillary from Clearwater in Florida. Who else we got here? Lillian Rivera saying hi from Chicago. Jill's in North Yorkshire saying hello again. Rhonda is in from Texas. June is saying hi too. Going to craft along today. So won't be chatting much from a sunny, beautiful Florida. Maria as well saying afternoon, Joe and Hillary, looking forward to watching this show very, very much. Who else have we got? Rhonda's in. Teresa's here too. Pam's crafting along, which is absolutely awesome. June says good morning, Purple Kingdom. Looking like it's going to be a beautiful day here in South Carolina. It's a beautiful day here in the Costa del County Durham, I can tell you as well, June. It is looking absolutely gorgeous. We've had a lovely Play Your Crafts Right show earlier today. We've got this craft along, and then also remember, we've got the Craft House coming up a little later today as well, 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. East Coast time, or 11 a.m. if you are across on the West Coast too. So absolutely loads. Charlotte's watching and taking notes. Winnerbeth. Winnerbeth's taking a break from reviewing their taxes. This is so much better. Absolutely. This is way more fun than doing your taxes. I can't imagine that is an awful lot of fun whatsoever. How are you getting on there, Hillary?
Not too bad, thank you. So, when I've just mentioned to you there about cutting these 2 corners out here, you actually need to cut out all the way into this score line. Sorry, that's my mistake. So you just keep cutting into there. And you won't need these little bits later for anything, so you can just get rid of those as soon as you've snipped them away. And once you've snipped those 2 bits away, what you're going to do next is you're going to cut off this small square here. Can you see where that's scored there?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to get rid of that one there. So it will look a little bit, look like a bit like a step, like a little step as you're going up on the sides there.
It looks like a Tetris piece.
It's starting to get like that, isn't it? Yeah. So I'll cut that there. Okay, that's great. Get rid of those two pieces. And you'll see here, like I say, we've got these two little sections here that look like a little step. What you're going to have to do here is you're going to have to cut these on a bit of an angle. It's a little bit of a snip, a little bit. It's not very tricky, but you'll see what I mean in a second. You're going to take this little corner and you are literally just going to cut off a tiny little triangle of that square. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. And then you're going to do exactly the same for the other side of that square and then just follow it up here and get rid of that. So you're creating, from that little square, you're creating a little tab.
Perfect.
Okay? So you're going to turn it over and do exactly the same thing on the other side.
And this is what's going to help you stick it all together, I'm guessing.
It is, yes. This is going to help you get the base for your box. And then snip that up here. And just pull that away. Okay.
Awesome. Well, that's looking great.
I'll just put that up there for 1 second to pop it out the way. You're going to then take some of the Centura pearl that you had from before. Obviously, this is just an offcut from our A3 piece we had earlier.
This could be any scrap of card, could it now?
Oh, yes. So it's going to create the top lid, if you like, for the box,
okay.
the lid that comes around the top. So again, as long as you use a strong cardstock, I'm just using an offcut from the A3 piece of cardstock that I had before. You can use whatever cardstock you like for this one.
Awesome.
So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to cut this. Oh, sorry, it's not the right piece. Start again. You're going to take this extra piece you've got, and you're going to cut it 4 inches by 7 inches.
Okay.
4 inches by 7 inches along. Okay.
Fantastic.
You're going to get your scoring board back in. There's a lot of cutting and scoring in this one, but once it's all made up, you'll think it's so worth it because it is. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and it's such an interesting shaped box, isn't it? I bet a lot of our viewers out there that are creating this won't have made this style of box before, which is very exciting. I don't think I've seen this one done before.
Okay, so this piece of cardstock, again, you've got 4 inches by 7 inches. You're going to take the longer side and get your scoring board. And what you're going to do is you're going to score along this longer side at 4 inches and 5 inches.
Okay.
So I'm going to go across there to 4 inches. And then another inch over at 5. Just move that scoring board out of the way. And then you're going to fold and burnish these two lines. Again, that's a 7-inch by 4-inch piece of cardstock, scored on the long side, on the 7-inch side, at 4 inches and 5 inches, and then fold and burnish those.
Brilliant.
There you go. So now, putting these two pieces together, it creates sort of a lid, if you like, if you want to call it a lid. It's created the box from this large piece here, and then we've created the extra, I suppose it is a lid, yes. It's a lid for the front of the box that's going to all stick together. Okay. So those are the box base and box lid. So should we put them together now? Should we maybe do a bit more cutting, or?
It's up to you. I mean, do we think, I think everyone seems to be following along at the moment. I've had no messages of people telling me that they're falling behind, Hillary. So if you're happy to push on a bit further, then I think everyone at home is as well.
Let's get this constructed, then they're ready made and out the way, and then when we do our inking and whatnot later, we can just stick it all together and we'll be good to go.
Brilliant. That sounds like an absolute plan.
Fantastic, thanks, Joe. So if you're going to take some really strong adhesive, because this is going to be a box in a sense, so for me, for speed, in fact, no, I'm not going to do it for speed. We've got all the time in the world today. I'm going to use red liner tape. So for those of you who use our red liner tape, you'll know how super strong it is and how amazing the adhesive is on this tape.
So would it be stronger than our tape pens then, would you say, Hillary, this?
I would say yes. It's a really, really strong adhesive. It's super strong. The best bit about it, obviously, it is on a roll, so you can have as little or as much of it on a piece as you like. And it is super, super strong. It's probably the equivalent of a strength of a wet glue, obviously once your wet glue is dried. So for boxes and things like that, and your more advanced card bases, then you would definitely want to use something like your red liner tape just to keep it at strength. So once you've put those on them small tabs there, from what we cut out earlier on, you're going to put this whole thing together by gluing the smallest rectangle on the lid, which is this part here. Sorry, no. You're going to glue this part of the rectangle here to the inside of your base. So can you see how that sits in there?
Oh, awesome. And
then it's going to fold down and you'll have that base round there.
Perfect.
So again, I'm going to use this red liner tape. Find the end. Do you find that you can never find the end of the tape when you need to?
Don't get me started at Christmas. I swear I spend more time looking for the end of the tape than I do actually doing any of the shopping, Hillary.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And then once you found the end, you're like, right, I'll remember where it is next time, and you still can never find it again.
No. What scoreboard are you using? Asked Kath. Is it the big score you've got out today?
So I'm using the big score, yes, because obviously it's the largest one. I thought it'd be easier for the camera to pick up. I'm just going to take the backing off this red liner tape here before we stick anything down. Yes, I'm using the largest scoring board, which is our big score. You can use this scoring board for what's already integrated into your guillotine. You can use the Score Master. As long as you know that your measurements are going to be perfect, you're fine to do that. Oh, do you know what? I actually said this earlier on. I said, no, I'm not going to use this section. It's going to go in this section. And I've still put the adhesive in the wrong place.
No problem.
Apologies for that.
Can you get it off? If not, I'll give you a minute
look at that.
Oh, wow.
It comes straight off.
Straight off.
Because I haven't
You were just
pressed it
showing
down.
us where you didn't have to put it. That was all you were doing.
I did it on purpose. Of course I did.
Absolutely.
Very sorry for anyone that's done that at home. I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, I'm sure. They're a very forgiving bunch, this Crafters TV.
They are. They're lovely.
They are. Yeah, I was surprised it came off as easy as that.
So when you're using your red liner tape, when you adhere two pieces together, obviously you've taken the backing off and whatnot. When you obviously, say for example, I did this and I was rubbing it together to make it adhere.
Right.
Once you've put that bit of pressure on, it will be sticky, very sticky. But because we haven't done that yet,
right,
it wouldn't have got to that stage.
Brilliant.
So I'm going to take this backing off.
Any questions or comments you've got, anything you need recapping, just let me know in the comments. Very, very easy for you to do so. Crafters TV on Facebook or, of course, Crafts Companion on YouTube.
That's great. So with this panel, the bottom panel, the base one on there, I'm going to just line that up with the top of this box. And you'll see that it just fits really nice and snug there. So then when I take off these little pieces of red liner tape down here on our tabs that we made earlier, oh, it gets very staticky, red liner tape. I can never get it off my fingers. Pull that off. Oh. See, I watch people like Craig and Sarah when they're using red liner tape and they're like trying to get the backing off, and I'm just like, oh, it takes me forever.
Not many of our experts use red liner tape, you know.
Really?
Yeah, I think you're really going for it. Craig, I know he loves his foam pads and his tape pens. The most, I would say.
That's fab. Right, so yes, once you've removed the red liner tape backing, you're going to just bring those tabs in and adhere them to those sections there. So can you see we've started to create that shape for our box now?
Awesome.
It's starting to come together. And when you bring that down, you'll see how it goes together.
Nice.
There, one side there. Apologies for that. And you can see how it comes down.
Yep.
And that's how your box looks.
And that is your box.
Once you've made it together.
All right, well, I think that might be a nice opportunity then just to take a little bit of a break there for a second, Hillary. Lorraine's mistake, what a mistake. There's no such things in craft. Also, Deborah says, Deborah's got a tip, Hillary. She turns back the edge of the tape when I finish using it, so it makes it easy to find the next time. There you are, there's a top tip for you. It's very busy out there at the moment, and lots of you are crafting along. As I've said multiple times, anything you need to know, anything you need recapping, just let me know, and I will pop any questions across to Hillary. Right, now, a lot of you are going for ink pads in this show. We've got a fantastic buddy bag for you as well, which is going to be excellent for allowing you to store them. We can see here, I love this for storing the ink pads, because you can literally lift them out, pop them on the side, and then when you're done, they pop straight back into here, which is fantastic. Oh, I've just knocked an ink pad over. Oh gosh, don't tell Tracy, she'll come for me. Right, so you've got that in there. 4 different compartments in there as well, and you can use it for other things. We've got like explosion powders, for instance, in here. We've got some of our smaller little dinky ink pads in there as well. It's great for a whole host of different uses. If you want to grab it, you can. It's $9.99. We've also, don't forget about that Totally Tiffany takeover that's coming up a little bit later today. Myself and Tiffany, 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. on the East Coast, 11 a.m. on the West Coast, so you'll be able to see a whole host of different items in there. We've also got the trays for you. Now, these are brilliant. You get 2 sets in here. It's a half-price deal. So you're buying 1 set of 6. You're going to get 6 of these. They either stack up on top of each other, they interlock next to each other, or you can do a couple wide and a few high. It's completely up to you. And they are the perfect way to store your ink pads in there, which is fantastic. You've got the little holes there to get them out. The other great thing about them is you've got the small square style ink pads. Can you see here? You've got this lip in the back. So it means that you can even store those smaller square style ink pads in there too, if you wish. They will also go in there. $16.99 or $24.95 if you want to go for those. We do have the ink pads on the show for you as well. This is the quick dry collection that I've got next to me just here. Loads of different colours in there. Baby blue, honey pot, misty morning, jet black, lagoon, lemon tonic, midnight, ocean blue, orange, straw bale, smoked emerald, spring meadow and the frosty jade. £40 or $56 as a platinum member. That works out as just over £3, just over $4 per ink pad, which is really good value. And there's an extra 50 points on there for you too, which is awesome. There is an opaque pigment collection. I'll just share those details with you. Exactly the same pricing for you. And in here you get Bordeaux, crushed velvet, grasshopper, honey pot, lagoon, lemon tonic, midnight oasis, orange, parakeet, pink tulip, pine tree, and also the spring meadow. You get all of those in there, which is absolutely awesome. It's great that we've got so many ink pads available and in stock for you at the moment. We've really struggled over the last sort of year or so to keep good quantities, but we have got some really nice big collections available for you now in the show, and also a great time if you're over on the website, or if you've got certain ones that you're missing, go see if they're in stock, because a lot of them are now in stock. Right, judging by the comments, Hillary, everyone seems to be good to go for the next step if you are.
That's great. So what I'm going to do now is, because we've got our box and it's very open at this stage, I'm just going to add some more adhesive to this side here and this side here of this panel, so that when we close it and we've got that full box closed up like that, it'll stay solid and it'll be sturdy.
Brilliant.
So again, I'm going to take this red liner tape. It's just so quick and easy to use. Oh, sorry, I'm breaking everything. It's just so quick and easy to use, and because I know it's going to be the strongest adhesive that I'll probably be able to use in this time frame I've got, it'll just be so much quicker.
If you were to use like a wet glue, then how would you keep it together, Hillary? Is there a trick when you're using wet glues for construction?
Yes, so when you, sorry, I'm just taking the backing off the red liner tape, and then I'll be putting this together. So for wet glue, if you're putting a box together, do you remember earlier on when I put these little tabs inside there? If I was making a standard box and I used a little bit of wet glue, what I would do, and this is a trick I learned from Sarah in the early days when I first started, is you take a paper clip and you slide it over the top around both sides to keep it together, so you don't actually have to sit there with your finger on it like this, just waiting for it to dry. Right, and the paper clips will keep it into place with enough pressure to keep it sturdy.
Awesome, that's good to know. Top tip there from our Hillary.
Nice little top tip there. If anyone has got any questions about things like that, definitely throw them in. Joe's on hand and he's so good with our comments. So there, when I've put those pieces of red line tape on there and stuck them together, that creates the finished box all folded up in the square.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It's like a little messenger bag almost, isn't it? You know, like a little, you know, like a little cross-shoulder sort of like.
Put a little piece of ribbon on the top now, and then I'm done.
Like a little man bag, the sort that Johnny wears when he goes on holiday to Mallorca. He does. Johnny loves a man bag, producer Johnny.
He does love a man bag.
He showed us pictures of him wearing said man bag in Fuengirola just a couple of weeks ago, honestly.
That's brilliant. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you, if I pull these two bits out here, I'm going to show you what sizes we need to cut these two pieces to go inside of your box. Now we've got our box fully assembled. Let's put together the bits that are going to go inside. So if I just bring this into the overhead and show you, this is just a standard card base, and this is going to be 8 inches across by 5.5 inches down. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that there, that's fine. So that's going to be a normal piece of card. I'm going to use Nina card. It doesn't really matter what cardstock you use, as long as it's a strong cardstock that will make sure you've got a very nice strong base for your card. Brilliant. So again, this is going to be 8 inches by 5.5. So I'm going to get my card. I'm going to make that up now.
Brilliant. Just before you move on to that step, could you just recap for Teresa how you joined those two pieces together for the bit of the box that you just made there?
Do you mean
Where they joined, yeah.
This one here?
So when we put the two pieces together, so where you joined the lid on, yeah.
So this panel here, I can't really take it apart now, sorry.
No,
Do you know if you can see that line in there on the inside?
Yeah.
So with this piece of cardstock that we made, we did that, I'll show you on the glass mat so you can see. Do you remember that was 4 inches across?
Yep.
And it was 7 inches along, and we scored along and we created that little lip. It's the bottom panel, so not this smallest one in the centre, and not this large panel here that's going to flip over the front. It's this back panel. You want to put your glue or your adhesive or your tape on that side and just slot it on there and line it up perfectly so that score line from that piece of card sits at the top of your box flush.
Brilliant. That's a great help. Thank you for that.
Fabulous, thank you. Yes, then go back to this one now. So yes, we're going to take the piece of Nina card and we're going to cut this at 8 inches by 5.5 inches. And make sure that your cardstock is fully pressed up against the whole thing, because last thing you want is for this little bit to come down here and drop, and then you've got a bit of a wonky card.
No one wants a wonky card, Hillary.
No, nobody wants a wonky card. So once you've cut those out there, again, that's 8 inches across and 5.5 down. Just move that out the way. And again, bring my scoring board back. What I'm now going to do to make the card base is I'm going to use this longer side of 8 inches and I'm going to buff it up against there. And I'm going to score down at the 4-inch mark, so that creates me a card base.
Perfect.
So you come across 4 inches, score it down. Not too much pressure, just enough to create your score.
The first time I scored, I was a bit heavy-handed. I went straight through.
Yeah, it's the last thing you want. So once you've cut that there, just fold it over, burnish that, and there you have that card base to go inside your box. Now, that one's done. We're going to create... Oh, it's come apart. Oh, my sample's come apart. Oh no.
It's a good job we're making another one.
I know. It's a good job, isn't it? So, what we're going to make now is we're going to make this... Oh, wrong way around. I'm always doing that. It goes upside down every time.
I've been doing this for 10 years, Hillary, and I still get things the wrong way around.
So what we're going to do is we're going to create this. As you can see, it's not just one tab stuck down on another one. It's actually 2 pieces to give a nice shadow effect behind it.
Awesome.
So if I just... Well, it's a good thing it's come apart, actually, because now I can actually show you how to make the 2 different pieces together. So this piece here, as you can see, if I bring it up here, it's got that curved edge. Yep. Top corner. If I bring this down a little bit. There. I'll move it back, I promise, George, I'm sorry. If you see here, from edge to edge, we've got 5 1/4. And then if you're coming down on the side, we've got 3 1/2, sorry. Sorry, 3? No, 2 3/4. So it's 5 1/4 across, 2 3/4 down. So you're going to take some more of your Nina card. Okay, so
awesome.
You're going to take that piece of cardstock and it's going to be 3 1/4. Luckily, I've got an offcut here that already is 3 3/4 wide, which is great. So I'm just going to turn that around and do that 5 1/4. Oh, I tell you what, it was meant to be. It's already ready. It's ready for me to just snip it and trim it. So if I just do that. And take a tiny bit off the edge, make it a little bit neater because I messed it up a little bit there. Get rid of that. You'll see here that we've got that tag shape around about the right size, just not correct in the way. So what I want to make a nice rounded edge here. So you can do this if you've got a tag die at home. You can do it with your tag dies. You can do it with any kind of a tool or whatever you might have at home that creates a nice rounded edge. But for me, I don't have anything like that right now. You could just leave it as a square tag if you wanted to. It'll go nicely in your box. But because I want to make it look a little bit fancy, let's do a nice rounded edge.
Yeah, some people have like a punch, don't they? Like a rounding punch I've seen before.
Yeah.
Which you just pop it into and clip the corners out.
That might be the best curve of a cut I've ever done. That was brilliant.
Saved it.
Brilliant. That was so good. Now, can I do it again? This is the question. I know the pressure is really on now.
I mean, you didn't play your crafts right, but you're winning this, Hillary. Just saying, you know.
You're bringing it up again. Why would you bring that up, Joe? So yes, you can see there when you do a nice curved edge around the edges there, and you're going to do that on all 4 corners. So let's bring our scissors back in. Oh, it's really feeling the pressure now.
There's no comments coming in the comments, which means that everyone is intently following along, Hillary. They're hanging on your every word. I can feel it.
Can feel it in the air.
Can. A lot of people are very carefully cutting corners. Cutting corners is something we try not to do normally, but it's good for this demo.
It is, it's good. So what you've got then, once you've cut your edges around, so see, if you've got a tool to do this, it's better to use a tool. Don't just do it freehand. If you've got the skills to do it freehand, then fair enough. But for me, it's just not something. I did the first one perfectly. But then by corner 4, it just wasn't the same. So once you've got that, you can use a standard hole punch that you might have at home. You might have in a stationery cupboard somewhere, but you might not even have that. You might just need to do good old-fashioned, put a bit of blue tack underneath and stab a hole into the top.
Bit of blue tack underneath and stab a hole.
Have you never heard that?
No.
See, I picked that up from when I was a kid watching Art Attack. So what he used to do if he needed to put a hole in a piece of card, he'd put some blue tack or plasticine underneath. Yeah. Get a pencil. Funny enough, I've got a pencil. And then just stab through.
Ah, there you go. Full of top tips today, Hillary.
Wow. It's all the memories coming up from my childhood watching Art Attack. That's funny. So yes, now that we've got that back panel piece to go behind this one here, you're going to do exactly the same thing again, but you're going to bring it in ever so slightly with the size. So our previous piece was 5 and sorry, I'm losing my place here a little bit. It was 5 1/4, you see? Yep. By going down 2 3/4. Yep. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring it in ever so slightly. You're going to do it at 5 by 2 1/2 instead.
Cool.
So if I bring back my guillotine, God, it's a good thing I've got all this to hand, isn't it?
Lots of you. So yeah, it was 2.75 to answer June's question there in the comments. Lorraine asks, is that big board Hillary is using available? I think it might be available in the UK, but not in the US. I'm not sure. We'll have a check. The big score, yeah.
So yeah, just to reiterate on that piece I've just cut out there. Bring it against my glass mat to show you. Our first piece for the back behind it was 5 1/2 by 2 3/4. So this piece I've cut it just over 5, or 5, as close to 5 as you can get. Why did I turn that round? By 2 1/2 down the side. So it is just going to be slightly smaller to go in front of the second one. And again, you're going to just take your scissors or whatever tool you may have at home, and you're going to cut those rounded edges to make it into a nice tag shape.
The big score, just to let you know, is available in the UK only. I think it's because it's so big we don't ship it from the UK to the US. But we do often have it. We do things like US warehouse clearances, so do keep an eye out for it. We do have it every now and then. You might be able to get it from HSN actually. It might be worth checking their page.
I'm trying to be as neat as I possibly can as well. Every time I'm cutting one little thing, I'm like, put it in the bin, put it in the bin. Don't leave a mess. I don't think I would get wrong for leaving a mess.
Are you really crafting if you're not making a mess though, Hillary? That's what I think.
Some people are though. Some people don't like making a mess at all. Some people like really hate making a mess. Like they get a bit very thingy about it all. But for me, I'm all right either way. If I make a mess, I can tidy it up later. But I always do like to do it as I'm going along. So as you can see here, we've got 2 tags now. One is slightly larger than the other. I don't know if you can see very well with the white on white there. Sorry about that. But you can see that one's slightly larger than the other. And then we're going to be able to put those aside because that is going to be the 2 tags for the inside of our box.
Awesome. Brilliant. Love that. Good question coming from Mercedes actually here. When you're using your guillotine, do you take your paper to the open score line or across to the other side of the edge? Do you know what I mean? So, you know when you're looking at your guillotine, would you go to, because there's like the little groove, isn't there? Would you go to the near side, to the right side of the groove, or would you take it all the way across the groove?
For the measuring, I don't use the grooves at all for the measuring. So when I'm using a guillotine, I will literally use the measuring guide that's integrated into there. If I was, for example, I don't know if we can zoom in a little bit here to show that number 4 there. So for example, if I was cutting something at 4 inches across, I wouldn't look for this little groove here at the 4-inch mark. I wouldn't use that.
You would look for the line.
Yeah, even though to the eye, it does look pretty bang on in the centre of that groove, I wouldn't use that groove. It's just not something I did when we were like manufacturing and making the guillotine in the first instance. So no, I wouldn't use the grooves at all. I would definitely stick to the measuring guide.
All right, brilliant. Well, you just take a quick pause there for a second then, Hillary. Did you want to just recap, again, just the sizes of those 2 tags one more time? Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. So I'll just bring in the finished ones to show you because they're a little bit neater than the ones I've been making. So for this tag die, I'll bring it up to the glass mat to show you again. We've got 5.5 inches across by 2 3/4 down. And then obviously once you've got your sizing, you trim your corners around.
Brilliant.
And then for the smaller one, I'll do it this way, it'll be easier to show you. We've trimmed that down, so we've got it at 5 inches across by 2.5 inches down.
Perfect.
And again, you're going to trim around those corners to neaten it off.
Brilliant. Thank you for that, Hillary. We'll take a quick pause there if that's all right with you, Hillary. I want to share with you, I know we're going to be doing some stamping very, very soon. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that we've got that are going to help you with stamping. We've got the stamping mat. Now this is great because this is basically a cushion for you to stamp down against. It gives you a little bit of resistance. So it helps you get that clean, clear, crisp stamp every single time. Especially with things like acrylic stamps. If you're doing it on a hard surface, they might sort of splodge a bit. With this, it's not going to happen. That comes alongside the 4x4 stamping platform. You've got a 20% saving on there, which is very lovely. So you can go for that. The other thing that people absolutely love is this. It is the 8x8 stamping platform with the magnetic base. I'm going to take it out of here for you because I want you to see. I'm taking it out. Tracy's going to get me. She's gone. I won't be able to see her today as well because she's wearing camouflage. She'll be able to creep up on me as I'm taking this out of the box. She's coming in.
Yeah, you're going to get in trouble.
I'm not going to take it out because I can't get it out of the box. Hillary can show us hers in a moment. Oh no. But you get the 8x8 platform and you also get the base with the magnets on there as well, which is fantastic. Tracy can't stay mad at me for very long because when I couldn't get it out, she came in and was like, would you like me to take it out? It's like, no, thanks, Tracy. And we've also got the rocker blocks for you too. You get the 2 sets, which is brilliant. You get 6 in total. These basically are like an arch and you rock them from heel to toe and it allows you to get a really lovely impression from your stamping. £9.99 if you're in the UK, £13.99 if you are in the US. Now, let's see what people are saying. Anita's saying, I love the scissors, Crafts Companion scissors. Honestly, I've got all 3 sizes at home. I tried to use a different pair of scissors the other day when I was out and about. Well, it was like they were a different thing. I was like, how can anyone ever use these scissors that are not Crafters Companion scissors? They were so unfamiliar. I didn't like it. I was not about that life, Hillary. I won't lie to you. No. Paula says, corner punch is so handy as well. Just Rochelle saying that she really wants that big guillotine. Do check the website for that big guillotine, see if we've got that in stock. Oh, excuse me, a little bit of a tickle there. I've got no other questions apart from that. I feel like you must be ticking all the boxes, Hillary, because everyone is following perfectly at this point. So if you are ready, then everyone else is. What I would say is if you do even have any questions, you guys know the drill. You know what you need to do. Crafters TV on Facebook, or of course, Crafters Companion across on YouTube. The large guillotine, as Erin calls it, is available here in the UK, but not in the US at the moment, I am afraid. Something else that's very busy at the moment, I know it was over half gone when we came to the show, is those opaque pigment ink pads. Still very busy as we go through the show. In here you get Bordeaux, Crushed Velvet, Grasshopper, Honeypot, Lagoon, Lemon Tonic, Midnight Oasis, Orange, Parakeet, Pine Tree, Pink Tulip, and Spring Meadow. So you can grab those £40 or $56 as a platinum member. We do also have the quick dries for you too. Quick dries are in there. You're going to get Baby Blue, Honey, Misty Morning, Jet Black, Lagoon, Lemon Tonic, Midnight, Ocean Blue, Orange, Straw Bale, Smoked Emerald, Spring Meadow, and Frosty Jade. You are saving 20%, and on both of those collections, you will get a bonus 50 Club Inspire points, which is awesome. Karen Morgenstein says, I have the large glass mat and the large guillotine. I don't know how I got them here in the USA, but I do. So it is possible. Karen, I feel like you're an international lady of mystery. You're going to have to let us know what you did do there. Christina as well said the big guillotine is great. I'm so glad I could get a hold of one. Right, if you're ready then, Hillary, I think we're ready for the next step.
Yes, fabulous. So before we need to start decorating, we're going to have to get all the little panels that'll go onto the box to decorate it up with. So obviously you can see you've got your box here, but you've got this little panel on the front, you've got another one under here, you've got another one on the back, and then as I showed you on those two inner pieces, we've already cut this front tag, so we're already done there, but we will need a panel to go onto the front here. So I'm going to take my Nina card again, and I'm going to cut a load of cardstock here. So if you want to pay really close attention, these measurements are what you'll need to be able to decorate everything up.
Awesome.
I've put my guillotine away. I should know better than that.
You're just too tidy for your own good, aren't you, Hillary?
I know, I'm trying to put things back because I don't want to be a mess. I need them to invite me back.
Oh, I think you'll definitely be coming back. No doubt about that.
Oh, that's so good. Thank you. Right. So we're going to take our Nina card, and the first piece we're going to cut is piece, I'm not going to give them names or letters or whatever. I'm just going to say this piece is going to be 1 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches.
Cool.
So 1 3/4 inches straight down by 3, oh, can't turn it around, by 3 3/4 inches.
So 1 3/4 by 3 3/4.
Yep, 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. And if I just show you to give you a bit of a look to see, that's going to be for this front panel here.
Brilliant.
So they'll all make sense once you've got all the pieces, but for now let's just get them cut, let's get them in there. So that was that one. The next one we're going to do is 3 3/4 by 4 inches. So 3 3/4 there. Oh, that's already done. That's pretty good, that. 3 3/4 by 4.
Fantastic.
3 3/4 inches by 4 inches, and that's going to be another panel. And that's going to be your, excuse me, it's going to be your front panel for the front here.
Awesome.
Let's just pop that down there. The next one we're going to do is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Sorry, 3 3/4. I'm misspeaking. 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So this is a perfect square piece there.
Awesome.
3 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch across there, and that one's good to go. And then the next one we're going to do is a little bit bigger. It's 5 1/2 inches by 4 inches, and you'll see why this piece is so much bigger in just a second. There we go. That's, oh, sorry, nearly did it wrong. 5 1/2 by 4.
Excellent.
So that's 5 1/2 inches that way by 4 inches this way. And just to show you for a bit of a comparison, that's because this is going to go on the back of your box. That's why that piece is so much bigger than the others. And then the last piece you're going to do is you're going to do a piece to go on the front of this card here. So do you remember earlier when we made this, if I show you against the guillotine, it was a 4 inch by 5 1/2 inch card base. So what you're going to need to cut is 3 3/4. Can you see there? That'll just fit in nicely in the centre there. Awesome. Onto your card base. So when you bring it around, again, because your card base, as you can see, there's 5 1/2. You're going to bring this in, and it's going to be 5 1/4. So you're bringing it in ever so slightly, so it's just smaller than your card base, to mat and layer up in the centre just neatly like that.
Awesome.
So again, I'll just show you on here. That's 5 1/4 on that side by 3 3/4 on that side.
Brilliant. Do you want me to just give those measurements again, Hillary?
Yeah,
I jotted them down as I went along. Look at me. I'm super organised.
I was going to say, I can do it for you, but if you've got it,
well,
yeah, go for it.
You want to do it? I don't want to. I know. I don't want to.
No, go on. I'll let you go.
So, piece 1, 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. Just if you wanted to jot them down as well. The second piece is 3 3/4 by 4 inches. Then the piece was 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, so 3 3/4 square. Then you had piece 4, which was 5 1/2 inches by 4 inches, and piece 5, which is 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. Any questions, let me know. Awesome.
That was so good. Thank you very much, Joe.
You're more than welcome.
Okay, so now we've got everything cut. We're going to get inky, and I can't promise it won't get messy. So I'm just trying to brace myself for this.
Well, you used ink in our Play Your Crafts Right show, and you didn't get any ink on you. It was an absolute skill, Hillary.
This is going to get messy though, Joe. I'm not going to lie. So from the 3 ink pads I'm going to use, and these are from the Harmony Opaque Pigments. I just put them out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these 3 colours together, and the reason I'm using these 3 colours for the overall decorative elements of this card is because, as a set, as you can see from the sample, they look so well together, they blend really nicely together, and they'll work very well. I'm going to put...
Are we going to decorate all the panels in exactly the same way, Hillary, or is there going to be certain techniques for certain panels?
Nope, every panel is going to be blended exactly the same way, but the best thing about blending with ink pads like this is that no 2 pieces will look exactly the same.
Okay, so you can decorate them up in any order you want, really, as we go. You don't have any specific piece for a specific bit or anything
I'm literally just going to take this section now to start decorating up all my pieces so that hopefully you guys at home can take a bit of time to decorate up yours as well.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited.
So I'm going to just use these 2 here. As you can see from here, my midnight is being used for the stamping later on, but that comes later on.
Right, okay.
To make them stand out a little bit more and pop out a little bit more. So for the actual background blending, I'm going to use Parakeet and I'm going to use crushed velvet and blend those together. I don't know how many of you have got these at home, but I absolutely love the... I can never say this word. I never know if I'm saying it right. Is it Adorba or a...
Adorba?
Is it Adorba?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure someone told me at one point it was called a Dalba, and I don't know if they were taking the mick out of me or not. But yes, so if you just get your... Mine are already used, I'm not going to lie. Mine are used, mine are dirty, but we'll go for it. We'll just do it. So you literally just place it onto your finger, press it into your Harmony Opaque Pigment ink pad. I'm using my Parakeet first, and you literally are just going to smack that on and blend it in, and look at that coverage of colour. That there is absolutely stunning.
Nice. They go down really well. You get great coverage with these.
It's a lovely combination of the style and the type of ink in the ink pad and this dauber, and between the 2 of them they make the best application of ink ever. So
and I guess could you use any colour combos you wanted here, really, Hillary?
As long as your colours complement well with each other,
Yeah.
you could use any combination, whichever you wanted. I say I'm using the blues and the purples because I think, I don't know, it's giving me a lovely vintage vibe, these 2 colours together. Very, very regal, the purples and the blues together. So I'm just going to blend that.
It's a lovely colour.
And
could you use, I know you've gone for the finger daubers, you know the larger ones. If you only had the larger ones, could you use those, Hillary?
yeah, I don't see any reason why not, as long as obviously you're aware that the Harmony Pigment ink pads are, I don't know, oh, just, you know, scratching my head there, scratching my head while I had the dauber on my finger. As long as you're aware that these ink pads are different to like your Harmonies and whatnot, where the ink will stay a lot more wet for a lot longer. You've got to heat set it, and when you're blending up you've got to be careful not to overpower each other's inks, but you could just use the normal blending tools if that's all you've got at home.
Awesome.
So can you see there, because I'm blending the 2 colours into each other, they're starting to get a lovely mix there and a nice gradient between them.
Beautiful.
See, I'm getting inky look, see, it started, I'm getting inky.
Debbie Robinson would be, I mean, she'd look like something out of the Blue Man project by now, honestly.
See there, and then there's our first piece. Again, no 2 pieces will look the same because it's physically probably is impossible to do it that way. But that's the beauty of it, because no 2 pieces will look the same. Everything you make will look unique to whoever gets it from you. So if we can just keep colouring, I think, is that all right? If we just keep going?
Yeah,
fantastic.
Absolutely. I bet everyone's getting very inky now at this point at home. I can imagine there's going to be ink absolutely everywhere, but it's going to look utterly fabulous. A lot of you, Heidi watched part of the craft along with us, and now she's gone back to the start to actually start the project, Hillary, so she's very excited.
Oh,
she says
wow.
she will let us know. If you're not crafting along with us live, maybe you're crafting along slightly behind, or you're going to craft along between shows today, then make sure you do send your pictures in afterwards. As soon as they are done, and I will do my best to try and show some of them in the Craft House show that I've got with Totally Tiffany later today. So we'll share them then if we don't get a chance to share yours specifically at the end of the show. You just tell us again what colour the purple is. Is it crushed velvet, Hillary?
It is, yes. It's the crushed velvet, and the blue I've got here is parakeet. I just think that they're both such a lovely, vibrant colour each individually, that when you blend them together, it gives you a really nice, muted blend between the two.
Brilliant. They're both, those colours are available in the 13-piece collection that we have on the show too. So they will be in there. So you'll be able to get this exact same effect if you are going for those today. They always remind me of the opaque pigments. They always, to me, feel more like paint than ink. Does that make sense? Whereas like the water reactives, the quick dries, all those other ones, they have sort of ink, but this has such a good coverage. It's almost like paint.
It is, yeah, and because of the good coverage you get, it is so good to do your background pieces like this. You do get so much coverage on your larger pieces, but then because the daubers are so small, you do get the chance to be able to get into all those little nooks and crannies and all those little detailed areas as well. See those two pieces I've just done, if I just bring the first one back in to show you, they're completely different in the way that they've been done, but they're so unique in what they've done. And yes, they still work together as a set.
As I say in Thailand, same but different.
Say that again, sorry.
That's what they say in Thailand, same but different.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
About everything. So you go over, all right, I want to buy this T-shirt, but I want two, and they're like, oh, have you got the same again? And they're like, oh, same but different. Makes sense, doesn't it?
It does for some strange reason, yeah.
It's the same, but it's a different one. Same but different. There you go, you can have that
I've
one.
never heard that before. Thanks, I'll take that.
Oh, what a linguist I am.
I know, you're always full of these fancy little tidbits, and I've never heard of them before.
Full of useless information, that's what we say.
It's not useless, it's always useful to somebody. So, and I'm just going rogue here completely with how I'm colouring these up. You can, like I say, colour them up and pattern them however you want.
Good tip to do it on a piece of kitchen towel. That's another thing I haven't seen before, Hillary. So, you know, save you getting your mat mucky. Because I guess once it gets on your mat, then it's everywhere, isn't it? All over you. It is.
And that's the only thing, because once it's on your mat, you've got to remember to try and clean your mat straight away, or you will get it everywhere else as well. You'll get it on the back of your pieces. You might get it on the front of some pieces that you've already cut. And it gets a mess. Yeah. So for me, I just like to...
You are the cleanest crafter we've seen.
Oh, wow. I'm loving that.
Yeah.
I'm taking that. I'm taking that trophy.
Absolutely. We're very impressed. All of us very impressed. Erin especially.
She sounds it.
Anita is loving this colour combination. It is beautiful. It's a really lovely colour combination. They do blend together beautifully, but these two specifically work very, very well. But again, you could use any of the colours if you wanted to. I also think that the parakeet and the lemon tonic quite nice together, aren't they?
Oh, that would be lovely, wouldn't it? See, again, the same two colours. The technique is completely exactly the same, but you get a different result at the end of it. Oh, next one. Got a few panels to colour here.
Production line going, haven't
I know,
you?
but they're all out in front of me and I can see them all. I know where they all belong, so I'm happy about it. Someone earlier on said, didn't they, are you an Aquarius because of how organised you are?
Yeah, we didn't. We forgot to look up, didn't we?
We forgot. I mean...
What was your star sign again, Hillary? I'll look it up right now.
I still am. I'm a Sagittarius. Oh, I'm quite intrigued now. I hope there's nothing bad coming up in this. If someone...
Wow, they're good and bad, apparently.
Oh, I know I'm a fire one. I know I'm one of the fire signs.
Woo. It is a fire sign, so strength's generous, idealistic, and a great sense of humour.
Oh, well, I am really funny, so. As other people wouldn't say so, I think I'm really funny.
They like freedom, travel, philosophy, and being outdoors. They dislike clingy people, being constrained, and off-the-wall theories. There you are.
Well, I mean, that's pretty accurate, to be fair. Apart from the outdoorsy bit, there's nothing I love more than sitting on the couch. After a long day, just sit on the couch, and if someone knocks at the door, just pretend you're not there.
Myself and Erin are Libras, although I think I'm more like the next one. But apparently Libras are cooperative, diplomatic, gracious, fair-minded and social.
Definitely.
They can be indecisive and will carry a grudge, apparently. Yes, Libras like harmony, gentleness, sharing with others in the outdoors. We're not into violence, injustice, loud mouths and conformity. There you are.
Again, another one.
It was after Libra.
This is a whole thing now for the day, isn't it? We need to know.
Right,
I'm loving it though.
Let me see what the other one is.
Ooh,
Sign
Scorpios.
after Libra. But didn't they say it's Scorpio? Yes, it is. Sorry. I couldn't be some sort of like, technical guru or something, couldn't I? Ooh. Right, here we go. So, resourceful, brave, passionate, stubborn, and a true friend, apparently.
Stubborn.
Weaknesses. Stubborn. I can be stubborn sometimes. Weaknesses. Distrusting, jealous, secretive, and violent.
Violent?
Scorpios like the truth, facts. They love being right. Long-term friends, teasing, and a grand passion.
Throwing it out there, the teasing is bang on the money there.
Scorpios don't like dishonesty, revealing secrets. This is not me. And passive people. I love revealing secrets.
If you want something kept a secret, don't tell Joe.
Yeah. Right. Loose lips.
I've heard that.
Yeah. There we are. That looks beautiful.
We're getting there. We're on the last piece. This is it. Last piece to
Awesome.
colour. God, I feel like I've been doing this for ages.
Didn't something happen recently where they changed all the star signs? They basically said, "Oh no, they're all wrong, so we're going to move them all 2 weeks." Or have I made that up?
They tried to add another one in, if I remember rightly, because
okay.
I'm on the cusp of another one, which is it Capricorn that comes after Sagittarius. I'm on the cusp of that. So they tried to, I think I am anyway, but they tried to tell me that I was a different star sign that I've never heard of. I was like, shh, no, shh. You keep your opinions to yourself.
Anita's saying she's a Pisces, probably why I love these colours so much. I'm a true beach person.
Ooh.
And Anne says, my mum, my sister and my daughter are all Sagittarius, but my sister is the only one I call outdoorsies. Libras can't make a decision to save our lives. I'm definitely not a Libra then because I am very decisive.
You know what you want. That's it.
I know what I want. I can go into a shop. You know, some people have to walk around a shop and look at everything, pick it up. I can go into a shop, scan the room, and then leave again, knowing there's either nothing I want or I just pick something up and pop it on. Oh yeah, I don't need to look at anything twice. I'm like, in, boom, no, gone. That's it.
I don't think I could be as happy as I am right now. Tracy's just brought me a cup of tea. I'm just so happy. It's very British of us, isn't it?
So British.
Very British. Nothing fixes your bad mood like a cup of tea.
Oh, I'm sorry you're in a bad mood.
No, not like that. Come on. I didn't mean that.
I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
It is a very British thing to say. You could walk in with an arm hanging off and someone could say, do you want a cup of tea? Shall I put the kettle on?
Yeah, perfect,
Very
sorted.
British. And there's our last piece there, all coloured in and lovely, matching up with the rest of them. So let me just put these ink pads away.
Awesome. Let's just take a quick pause there then, if we may. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that Tiffany buddy bag actually, because remember we've got that Tiffany takeover coming up a little later today. You guys are loving this as well. It's a great way to store your ink pads too. So if you don't have desk storage for our ink pad organisers, this is a great way to store them because they can store in here in these panels. And you'll also get, how many's in this one? 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. You'd get at least 8 in each. So that'd be 8, 16. You get 32 in there, which is enough to store both of those collections if you were going for both on the show today. You can store other things in here too if you want to. You still got that hard panel in there as well, which keeps everything nice and secure, which is awesome. Now, I've also got something else you might want to go for, and that is a wonderful blending tool collection. There's so much in this one. So let's start with the round and square blending tools, which you've got just here. You're then also going to get the refills in there too. So you get both the round and the square refills in there also. You've then got your craft mat. So this is awesome. If you don't have that big glass board that you've seen Hillary using, this is a great one to use instead. The brayer, now Hillary did an awesome technique earlier in Play Your Crafts Right. Go back and watch that back if you didn't see the inky technique that Hillary did using that. You've then got your spritz tools in here, your little spritzer bottles, your blending eggs, which are actually called mini blending sponges, and you get your mixing palette in there as well. So it's everything you could need really for all of our blending, which is awesome. Now, great deal there, great saving on that for you. Also, don't forget about the spring sale, which is going on at the moment over on our website. New items are being added to that sale every single day too. So it's definitely worth checking back over there on a daily basis to see what has been added to the spring sale. Now, you can of course use your Club Inspired discount across everything you see here on Crafters TV. If you're new to us and you're not familiar with Club Inspired, then here are all the details.
Welcome to Club Inspire, our free loyalty club. As a member of the club, you can save up to 20% every time you shop with us. For every £1 you spend, whether it's in one of our stores or on our website, you'll collect 1 loyalty point. The more points you have, the more benefits you'll receive. As a welcome present, we'll give you 20% discount with your very first order. Once you place your first order, you'll be given 250 points straight away, making you a bronze member. This will mean that you'll receive a 5% discount on all of your purchases until the end of the next calendar year, plus priority postage. 500 points takes you up to silver membership, where you'll get 10% discount plus free shipping when you spend over £20. When you get to 750 points, you'll become a gold member, which gets you a whopping 15% discount on every order, and we'll ship them to you completely free, no matter how big or small they are. Spend over £25 and we'll send them to you via our premium next day delivery courier service. When you reach 1500 points, you'll become a platinum member, giving you the same shipping benefits as a gold member, but with the added bonus of a massive 20% discount on all of your purchases. Now on top of that, you'll receive exclusive discounts, sneak peeks of brand new products, special offers and money saving vouchers. You'll have access to an exclusive secret Facebook group to meet like-minded friends, to find out information first and to be inspired by all the Crafty makes. Become a member of our club today.
All the details there of Club Inspire, which is awesome, just unlocking those even better discounts for you. I'm just going to remind you of the inks one more time quickly before we go back to Hillary. So remember, you've got 2 different options available to you. You've got the quick dry ink pads, which are these ones just here, and in there you're going to get Baby Blue, Honey Pot, Misty Morning, Jet Black, Lagoon, Lemon Tonic, the Midnight, Ocean Blue, Orange, Straw Bale, Smoked Emerald, Spring Meadow and Frosty Jade. Then you've also got as well the opaque ink. What was that?
Nearly.
The opaque pigment ink pad collection. And this is Bordeaux, Crushed Velvet, Grasshopper, Honey Pot, Lagoon, Lemon Tonic, Midnight Oasis, Orange, Parakeet, Pine Tree, Pink Tulip and Spring Meadow. Both of those will be £40 or $56 for Club Inspired Platinum members, and they're just over £3 or $4 per ink pad. There are also 50 bonus points available on each of those collections for you too. Right, I think, Hillary, everyone seems to be pretty much caught up and ready to go if you are.
That's great. So, as I mentioned earlier on, when I was listing out all the different tools and all the different bits that you would need, you can then either leave these as they are, you can just get your heat gun and you can use the heat gun to set the inks on your cardstock. You can just leave them to dry on their own, but they will take a lot longer to dry because it's opaque pigment ink. Or you can do something fancy, what I'm going to do now. I'm going to heat emboss the panel.
Okay.
So I'm going to just take some clear embossing powder, and all I'm going to do is sprinkle it over this whole panel. And you really want to make sure you get every single bit of the panel covered. As much as it looks like I'm using a lot here, I won't actually be using a lot of it, so we will put it back in the tub. We'll have a lot left over.
Brilliant.
Just pour that over there.
If you were saying earlier, weren't you, if you didn't have a clear embossing powder, you could actually just forego this step.
Yes, you could totally, because all you'll need to do, because before you're sticking everything together, you will need to make sure your panel is dry and the ink is dry on the card. So all you need to do is just heat set it with your heat gun. And if I just pour that off there. I don't know if you can see it well, but you can see there's some areas there where the embossing powder's caught it. And if you've missed a little bit of an area like I have over here and it hasn't caught as well, just sprinkle a little bit more on and pour off the excess.
Awesome.
Okay.
It's getting it back in the pot that is the challenge, I find.
So
in a previous job, crafters would do it, put it on, and then give me the sheet to put it back in the pot, and I'd be like, oh, getting everywhere.
So you'll notice what I've done here is I've actually done everything on a piece of cardstock, so that if I bring my tub back in, I've scored the cardstock in the centre, so I can just pour it back in. A lot of people know this trick already. I don't think it's a very new trick, but it is a really useful trick. And once you know, you will never waste embossing powder ever again.
Fantastic.
Okay, so to get the panel back, and I'm just going to heat set this now and see if you can see how that turns there. And heat sets.
It's such a great technique, this one, isn't it? It's such a great payoff. It gives it such a really lovely look and feel.
Starting to do it now.
Awesome.
And what that'll do is it'll give your colours such a lovely shine and shimmer.
Nice. Love that. So you're just going to heat emboss the one panel, Hillary?
No.
You're going to do all of them?
I'm going to do all of them. We're going to make it look good, aren't we? So
Absolutely.
you can see that there. How nice does that look now? I wonder if you can hold it up here. Can you see it change?
Yeah, I can see that. It kind of looks wet, doesn't it, once it's changed?
It's really, really good because the heat's obviously melting the embossing powder on your panel to give it that lovely shiny, shimmery effect. I'll just take another one to see if we can show you the difference. So this is the heat embossed one. Can you see that shimmer and that shine on there?
Yeah.
As compared to the other one where if you were just leave it like that and heat set it as it is, it looks beautiful the way it is, totally fine, but for that extra shimmer, that there for me looks absolutely gorgeous. So we're going to do the lot.
Brilliant. So Karen Albright says, I can't decide what colour to paint my dining room and kitchen. I've had a variety of paint samples on my wall for 3 years.
What?
3? You could have painted it like every single colour. I'm guessing you're a Libra, Karen. Do let us know. She says, I'm so indecisive about it. Too many nice choices. I am, do you know what? As much as I'm not indecisive, I'm a really good procrastinator.
So you know the job needs doing, but you'll find any excuse not to do it.
I mean, it will get done eventually. Like when I moved into my flat, I thought I'm going to move in, I'm going to get it all done in a month, and it'll be good to go. I'll have it painted, I'll have shelves up, I'll have this done, that'll be done, everything will be done. Hasn't happened. It just hasn't happened.
But once it's done, it'll be beautiful.
Oh, it will be, yeah. In about 2023, I think it should be done by.
At least you're being realistic.
Yeah.
That's
It is.
fine.
It is going slowly. Something does get done every week, so we are getting there. And my perfect excuse has been that obviously all non-essential retail in the UK has been closed, hasn't it? So we haven't been able to go to like lovely antique shops or, you know, to all those other things. So that's my excuse, and I am sticking to it.
I'm sticking to it.
I am indeed. Fred says they use a plastic spoon to get the powder so you don't get the powder on your fingers. Great idea, Fred, if that's what you want to do. Pamela Regenius, folded paper in half, Joe, is the charm when it comes to getting your embossing powder back into the tub. So there you go. Lots of you sharing different tips and ideas on making the most of that. Do we have it on our website now? Do we have clear embossing powder now? Because we didn't carry it for a long time, but I know we started to carry a lot of the new creative expressions items, didn't we? And I'm not sure if the clear embossing powder was in one of those, so do have a check there. It's the same, is it, for all the panels? Same technique, Hillary, over and over again. We do have the...
Yep, exactly the same thing over and over again.
We have Cosmic Shimmer clear embossing powder available to you on the website.
You mean this one here?
Yes, indeed. It's available on the website for you, so do go and check. There's lots of different coloured ones as well over there, so loads for you to shop for. So do go and check all of those out. Available in the US and in the UK. How lovely.
I would say if you're going to get really into things like this for messy crafting and whatnot, embossing powder is the way to go because it'll just give everything that you make that gorgeous shimmer and shine.
I'd just keep embossing everything.
Well, this is it.
I mean, if it's not nailed down, it'd get embossed in my house.
Well, this is it because obviously if you've got your pigment ink pads as well, you don't even need to buy different colour embossing powders because your pigment ink pad, you're using a clear embossing powder on the top, your pigment ink pad colour is the colour that it looks at the end.
Awesome. I always thought as well, if you didn't have a heat tool, surely you could just use a hairdryer, but I was told that that is wrong, Hillary. Because I think would it just blow it all away? A bit ferocious.
So yeah, hairdryer is a combination of power and heat, where a heat gun concentrates just on the heating ability.
Right.
God, that sounded really clever, didn't it?
You are really clever.
You would think working here for this long, I'd have picked something up.
Have you heard Jan's silent heat tool?
No.
She's got like a whisper quiet heat tool, honestly. It's
She a wizard? Oh my gosh.
You can barely hear it. That was my impression of Jan's heat tool, Anna. You're welcome.
It was beautiful, that, Joe.
Was it?
It was, yeah. So again, I'm just pouring on the embossing powder. Be as liberal as you like because it's all going to go either stick to the panel and any excess will go straight back in the pot, so you can be as messy with it.
So you can stamp over the embossing powder.
You can, yes. So once it's set and you have used your heat gun to properly set it, you can then stamp over the top of it. You could add more die cut pieces to the top. You can add anything to it you like, as you would make a normal card.
Awesome. That's always good to know. Karen says, my family, same, it's different Karen. She says, my family hate shopping with me. I'm very indecisive. You know what I would always do if I went shopping with my mum? Sit outside. Sit outside the shop. Oh, I just couldn't keep going. My mum can hold like one item for 25 minutes and decide if she wants to buy it or not. And yeah, my dad would always be sat outside the shop when we went on shopping trips, so I just sit out there with him. Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm totally the opposite to you, Karen, unfortunately. So if I go shopping, if I don't go with a list, I'm not going shopping.
Oh, really?
I have to go with a list. If you go grocery shopping, for example, you'll be stood in the aisle and you won't know what you want. So you'll end up chucking everything in. And next thing you know, you get home and you're like, I don't even want to unpack all of this. Let's just order it.
I'm great at going to the shops, coming home with 2 bags of shopping and not having a single meal. You know, I've just bought stuff.
That's a skill.
Yeah, you can't put a meal together out of it. Just end up with a loads of stuff. I can actually do 4 days grocery shopping, right, at the big supermarket around the corner in 8.5 minutes, Hillary.
How?
In, out. Because I eat the same thing every day. Oh. And I know exactly where it is. I'm in like, boo, 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 in my basket, self-checkout, boom, back out.
Self-checkout. Have you ever done the scan as you shop?
No.
No, it scares me a little bit. I don't, because what if I want something, I scan it and then I don't want it anymore?
I think you can just unscan it.
Can you actually?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
I mean, it took me long enough to get into the self-scanner.
Do you guys have this in the US? Do you have the scan as you shop? So it's like a little barcode reader that you get it, you check it out from the thing, you put your details in, and then it slots in your trolley, and as you go round, you scan your shopping as you go. The joy of it is, though, that you put your bags in your trolley, so basically as you're scanning your shopping, you're packing your shopping as you're going around. Yeah, it's in the supermarket around the corner here, Erin. So you are. You've not lived.
You've never lived.
Wedding registries.
Oh yeah, because you put like a list out, don't you, to say, oh well, if I'm getting married, I want this gift, I want this
so you
gift.
take the machine round the department store with you and scan the things that you want to add to your list. Oh, that's clever. Very clever.
Well, that'd be a long list if it was me. Everything in my house was missing, I'd be like, I'll have one of those, I'll have one of those.
Anne's asking, if you are sticking something onto an embossed surface after you've heat embossed it, what adhesive would you use, Hillary?
I would use the strongest adhesive you can get, because it's not going to make any difference to the type of adhesive you use, but for personal preference, I would use either a wet glue and let it dry correctly, or I would use a 3D foam pad if you want some dimension, or a red liner tape, but what I wouldn't use is a tape pen.
Okay.
It's not for any negative reason, it's just personal preference. I feel like if I'm wanting something to really stick down, I would use those ones I mentioned.
Brilliant.
Just get rid of all that. And here we go, the last one. Whoa, we're nearly there.
And Anita is saying that apparently the whole scan while you shop thing in some places, like big warehouses like Sam's Club. I don't know what Sam's Club is, but apparently you can scan while you shop. It's like a what? Costco. BJ's. We don't have BJ's here.
Oh, that's like Costco then, isn't it?
Like a cash and carry, we'd call that.
Oh, I love the cash and carry. You can get like bulk stuff there, can't you?
Oh, you can get like 28 kilos of washing detergent.
Oh,
it's amazing.
Okay, now we've got all of our panels. And again, you didn't have to do this, but I've now embossed all of those up, and they give off a lovely little shimmer and shine there. Again, you can just heat set it after the colour's already set. It's entirely up to you. So what we're going to do now is stick it all together and actually make our final piece, unless we've got something else we could do.
No, we can
Are
press
we all right
on.
to go straight in? Yes! Fabulous. Let's get this done. So, no, that's the wrong piece. So this piece here, which was, if I just show it up to the glass mat and show you, this was your 3 3/4 piece by 5.5 piece, and this is going to go onto the front of your card that goes inside. And I'm going to take a tape pen there, because I'm putting the adhesive on the reverse of the card, so it's fine to use, I would say it's fine to use your tape pen here. And you're literally just going to stamp that, stick that onto there like that. Oh, right, I'm reversing what I've said, I'm sorry. I haven't stamped anything yet. What am I playing at? What am I playing at? I haven't stamped anything yet. Let's get our stamps out.
Oh, we're going to stamp.
We are. We're going to do some stamping. Hello.
So apparently Sam's Club is a Walmart, I can't say this word, Walmart version of Costco. There you are.
Oh.
I know. Now you'll know.
Now the more you know.
We don't have really Walmart here, do we? So we have Asda, which was owned by Walmart, but has just been sold.
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Just been sold.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take from one of our textured stamps, I'm going to take the letters to you SKU, which you can see here, I don't know if you can see it very well, there is a lovely scripture stamp here, and I'm just going to stamp that onto the corner of this little panel here before I put it onto the card base. Apologies about that.
Awesome. And what ink pad are you going to use for this?
I've got the opaque pigment, and it's the Midnight.
Awesome.
So I'm just going to lay some colour on there.
And I guess if you didn't have these, I mean, they're available in the show for you, so you'll be able to get them today, which is awesome. But if you didn't have them, I guess any of your sort of background stamps are going to come into play here, Hillary.
Oh yeah, anything that you like, anything that'll give you a nice texture in the background, or some nice, like I say, scripture here. So pull that away from the back, you can see how nice does that look there in the background. And again, because I've used the pigment ink pad, I'm not going to emboss or heat emboss this again. I'm literally just going to use the heat gun to show you that you can just set the ink from the pigment ink pad with the heat gun. You don't have to emboss it, you can just set it using this. But you will need to set it if you want to use it straight away, or you'll have to leave it to the side to dry for a while.
Awesome. Pam saying, I didn't use opaque ink pads. Could I spray this afterwards with a bit of spray and shine? I don't see why not, do you?
No, I mean...
Spray and sparkle, sorry, I think is what I mean.
I was going to say, it's already going to be a bit shiny, but hey, the shinier the better.
Spray and shine is like a car cleaning product in the UK.
We've, yes, our spray and shine should be fine to use afterwards. As long as you've set everything correctly underneath with your heat tool, then you should be totally fine to do that.
Awesome.
Okay, so do I want to add anything else to that? I think I do. So,
more?
Well, it's just a little thing. Oh, just honestly, just a little bit, I promise. So I'm going to take from that same stamp set, the letters to you, I'm just going to take this one, which looks like a little bit of a splatter design. I don't know, I can't really see it there. Let me see if I can bring this up. Can you see it there? It's like a little bit of a splatter design.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm going to use the same ink pad. Why not? Keep it in that Midnight, and I'm just going to add a couple of little areas down here. So there's one. Ink it up again. Put one
Maxine says, hi Hillary, lovely to see you back on Crafters TV again.
Oh, hi, lovely to be back. I'm so happy.
Karen says, such pretty colours as well on this craft along. Really, really loving all the colours. Remember, the colours, all the opaque impacts are available for you in the show, so you will be able to grab those as well. And remember, you can watch this back at any time you like. So if you're not crafting along with this live right now, you don't have any of these bits, then you can watch them back at any time you want, which is fantastic. You'll be able to come back and craft along whenever you like.
Okay, so because that first panel's done now, I've either heat set it with a heat gun or I've embossed it and heat set it. So you know everything on there now is going to be set now. You won't be able to smudge it, you won't be able to do anything. So when we do now stick it down, because I was getting a bit ahead of myself earlier. Again, for this piece, for those who need a reminding, let me just show you on the glass mat. This is the piece of panel that is 3 3/4 by 5.5, yeah? And once we've got that, put your adhesive onto the reverse and just centralise it in the middle of that card blank there. I'm going to use my kitchen towel. Just dab that down.
I've just seen a message. We have there's a little group chat amongst some of the TV demonstrators, right?
Oh, okay.
And Apple have just released a purple iPhone. Everyone is losing their mind.
Oh, wow.
I know.
It's perfect. It's perfect. Okay, so if I just show you that there, look at that panel there you've made for the inside, and if I just bring you in the original to show you.
Beautiful.
How nice do they look there? So what we're going to do now is, now I've done all of the panels and I've coloured them all up and I've heat embossed them and all this, I'm just going to decorate them now as I like with all of the stamping. Oh, sorry, this is falling out of my ear.
Oh, that's all right, don't you worry about that.
That's a funny shape he is. Yep, you're going to take your stamp sets, the textured stamps that you've got on the show today, and all you're going to do is you're going to decorate every panel like I've just done there, but in your own style, in your own way. So I'm just going to go a little bit rogue now and do some stamping, if that's all right, Joe.
Absolutely.
And then we'll be able to just combine everything and put it all together to make the box.
Sounds absolutely fabulous.
Fab,
And I
thank
guess
you.
you can pull in all those little embellishing stamps that you have, all of those little background stamps, absolutely anything you've got. You can really go. You can really go more is more with this, can't you, Hillary?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's always better. Bigger is better every single time.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've never ever been a one to follow that rule. Is it less is more?
No.
No, definitely not. More is more. More is better.
Coco Chanel used to say, before you leave the house, always take one thing off.
Say that again, sorry.
Coco Chanel would always say, before you leave the house, always take one item off.
Ooh.
So whatever it was, you know, so a bit less is more. I think you're going out of the house in jeans and a t-shirt with no socks and a pair of trainers on. What on earth are you going to take off, Coco? That's what I want to know.
I mean, some people might be a little bit disturbed.
Yes.
If you're walking out the house, you better. Well, especially in those summer months, what are you going to do then?
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly.
I think she meant, like, you know, people that wear lots of jewellery and stuff. Always just take one bit off. Fred says, what? A purple iPhone? I must have... Oh, the comments have gone into meltdown now as well, about the purple iPhones. Everyone's going to have a purple iPhone, aren't they? Yes, Maxine saying how gorgeous it looks. IB Elf says, I purchased 2 Spectrum Noir ink pads for the first time and they are amazing. I would definitely be buying more. Yes, and there's a whole range of ink pads on our website for a whole host of different things. It's a great thing about the ink pads is that we've got something for every single job for you, which is brilliant. The 2 collections that we've got, so we've got a Harmony Opaque Pigment Ink Pad collection for you, details on your screen. There's also a quick dry as well, and you get 50 bonus points when you go for these 2, which is awesome. Pamela says, oh, I had to go look, Joe, the purple is lovely on the new iPhone, but way out of my budget. Honestly, you need a second mortgage, don't you? Kathy says, love watching Hillary work. Can't wait to try this technique a little bit later today. But that's the thing as well, if you are crafting long, if you don't get done by sort of 1:45, don't worry, we will show all the pictures in the later Craft House show, which is awesome, so we can share them then, which will be fantastic. And that is tonight's Craft House. That is with myself and Tiffany. It's a totally Tiffany takeover. It'll be 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. on the East Coast, 11 a.m. West Coast time, which is fantastic. And then tomorrow, I will be reunited with Bernie tomorrow at midday in the UK, 7 a.m. East Coast time. I haven't worked with Bernie for ages. So the thing is, I do 4 days on and then I have 4 days off. So it means that I don't do any like Saturdays for a while and then do quite a few in a row. So it'll be my first Sunday back with Bernie for about 3 or 4 weeks. I'm really excited for it. And there's going to be some brand new fabrics on the show, which is, I know how much you guys love brand new fabrics. Bernie will no doubt be very excited about them. Well, last time we did a new fabric launch, Bernie had posted about it so much and done a Facebook Live and all sorts. We had hardly any left by the time the show came around. So if you do want to get a head start and have a little look at those fabrics, you can do so after the show. The best way to find deals, I found, is that when you go to the home page, click the offers tab at the top and then it drops down and you see all the show titles there and you'll be able to click Softer Side of Life and then you'll be able to find it in there. So you see all those brand new fabrics that are coming tomorrow, which is very, very exciting. And then also, I've got Second Chance Sunday tomorrow as well, which I love. I do love a Second Chance Sunday. I've got a craft along again tomorrow. I'm making this up. I am making it up. I've got
Making things up, Joe.
I've got a craft class, darling, tomorrow. Craft
Class.
I'll be with what? Sorry. Embossing. Oh, like. Embossing folders, awesome, that'll be good. Reunited with my TV wife, haven't seen her for absolutely ages.
Oh.
So we'll have 2 shows together tomorrow and that'll be lovely. Karen's really loving these background stamps. They are on the show actually, Karen. I'm going to run you through them in a few minutes actually, so you'll have a chance to get your hands on those. Right, so you're just still working through the same sort of principle and technique here, Hillary?
It is, yes, exactly the same. I'm still using the same ink pad, if I bring that up there, still using the same ink pad that I used for the stamping on the first panel because we want it all to tie in together. If you can keep your colours and your techniques in the same way for every panel, then it will look like it works together as a set.
Excuse me.
Oh, look at that. What's this called? What's this? This has got a little name. I can't remember what it is. Is it flirt? See, Erin's saying it in my ear, but I know I'm going to butcher that word with my accent now.
Go for it.
I would say fleur-de-lis.
That's it, yeah.
It just sounds so northeastern. Fleur-de-lis. Oh Oh goodness. But how pretty is that? And that is just one of the smaller sentiments. Sorry, one of the smaller stamps from the textured opulence set. And that there is just beautiful.
Really lovely.
I mean, if you haven't already got this in your basket, you're going to have to go and get these stamp sets because they are just beautiful. And the way you can just layer them up with everything, really, possibilities are endless.
Very busy on those at the moment. There's the layering texture stamp collections and 51 elements. I'll take you through all of those in just a few minutes' time, which is awesome. It's one of those projects all going to come together at the last minute, isn't it, Hillary?
It is, and it looks like I'm taking a long time to get these done, but once the panels and everything's decorated up, putting it together is the easy bit. And you would think, looking at the box from the sample, that would be the hard bit. It's not, honestly. It's all this colouring and technique and stamping and embossing and all this. But putting it together in the end is the easiest part.
Absolutely. I'd love to see it. I'd love to know how inky everyone at home is. Let me know if anyone has managed to not get super inky fingers at this point.
I think I'm doing all right.
Very well.
I think I'm doing all right. I mean, I'm not like opposed to getting messy or anything like that. I just think, because I've been doing this for a while now.
You've not been doing it, unless you get inky, you've not been doing it properly apparently. It's always messy.
Well,
you should have seen, I took part in one of Debbie's craft alongs. It was I crafted along with her. It was the exploding box. You have never seen so much all-purpose glue. Honestly, I was finding it for days afterwards.
Oh, goodness.
It was all over the counter. It was all over me. I mean, I even had it like in my hair at some point. I don't know what was going on.
How on earth did you manage that?
I don't know. There was a lot of glue. I'd used so much that the whole studio really smelt of glue as well. Fred says, oh, great. Fred's just loving everything today about Crafters TV. Says you're doing a great job answering the questions today, and the camera work and the sound crew are phenomenal.
Go, guys.
Thank you to the whole camera crew and also the sound crew as well, doing a great job. Laurie's saying the background stamps are an absolute must-have. They really, really are for these kind of projects. Also for things like scrapbooks, anything you want to, create lots of texture and depth and dimension. You're going to be awesome. Now, do you want some good news, Hillary?
Oh, yes, please.
Now, today, by default, you are going to be this card is going to be card of the day. There is going to be no battle for you. There'll be no face-off today.
Yes!
Because Tiffany won't really be making anything in our later show. We'll just be going through storage options. So by default, you are going on to the Cabinet of Creativity.
Thank you. Oh, that's so exciting.
There you are.
I'm so excited about that. I mean, it's an honour. I feel like I'm accepting an Oscar. Well, it is a big deal because the amount of times I come in here and I see everybody like, oh, who's done that one? Who made that one? And it's always a Sarah or a Leanne or a Debbie.
Well, do you know Debbie Robinson has got 4 wins now? 4 wins. Some of the others are on 2. Debbie has got she's got a 2-win lead now out in front.
That is insane.
And she had nearly a month away from Crafters TV. I just want to add that as well. So that girl is on fuego. She's going to be hard to catch.
Oh, goodness. Well, I don't think I'm going to catch up anytime soon. Definitely
you never know, Hillary.
Oh, you never know. But, I love Debbie, though. Debbie's fantastic.
Isn't she?
You know what? I'm not surprised. I'm really not.
Charlotte Bruce is saying, I would have ink up to my elbows by now if I was doing this project. I think it'd be quite fun. I don't mind getting a bit dirty, or a bit mucky when you're doing something that you like. I think it's fantastic. Karen says as well, when the show is over, I'm going to have to start on my cards. Hubby and Mum's birthdays, just days apart. And Deborah says, congratulations, Hillary, for having the card of the show.
Yoo-hoo, thank you very much. I'm really happy about that. I'm buzzing. Oh, goodness. So we're not too far off now. I'm doing the last panel, do one last little bit of stamping, and then I'll be able to set it. And then we'll be able to put it all together.
Ah, awesome. So excited to see what this looks like. So excited to see what everyone else's at homes look like as well. I'm guessing a lot of people will have used maybe slightly different colours or slightly different stamps. So I think we're going to get a real awesome variation on all of the finished projects, which is great.
Do you know what? It would be lovely if somebody's used the fuchsia, I think. That really lovely, vibrant pink.
Yeah, no, I think you could make this in so many different ways. And I think the great thing about this is, Hillary, that because you've taught us how to make that box at the start, you could make that box and just put very pretty papers and ribbons and gems on it. You don't have to do these sort of inky techniques and stampy techniques. Of course, they look beautiful, but I think once you've mastered that box technique, it will be something that you'll use for lots of other things as well, which is brilliant.
Absolutely, yeah. You could just mat and lay some pattern papers or coloured cardstocks on the front. And do you know what? Sometimes it's so hard. I know when I go into the shops, if I want to buy something small for someone, it might be a small gift, but it's a good gift.
Yeah.
And you never find the right like bag or little box to buy or anything like that. So making little boxes like these would go very, very far.
Especially if you do things like make your own jewellery and stuff like that to sell.
Oh,
Make beautiful boxes
yeah,
to
that
put
would be
in.
really good.
Yeah. So is that all of our stamping done there then, Hillary?
All of the stamping is done, all of the inking is
Okay.
done, all the messy stuff is done, and I don't think I've done too
I
bad.
think you're all right. I think you're doing well. We're going to take a quick pause there. I'm just going to run through some of the stamps that we have available for you on the show today whilst we do that. So we're going to go through the layering texture stamps. Now, these are the ones that Hillary has used. Only just launched very recently with myself and Debbie. Very busy. You get lots in here, so you're going to get Missing You on your special day. This is the special friend one with the little fleur-de-lis that Hillary was on about there. You're going to make so many backgrounds with these. They are great for when you want that kind of mixed media feel, but without actual mixed media, if that makes sense, because it gives you that awesome feel. Great for more masculine themes too, if you want to use them for those. You get all of those in there. 51 elements, $39.95 or $49.75. You can get any two for £14 or $18 as well, which I think is awesome. The next one we've got for you is also a fairly recent launch as well, is the Eclipse. Now the thing about the Eclipse is, I love them, you get a full alphabet in here as well. Now the alphabet works brilliantly if you want to use it in the Eclipse style. What you can also do though is use it on its own as a standalone alphabet. So you've got loads of different options when it comes to putting these together. Let me share with you the stamps that you're getting in here too. Again, great for your own backgrounds and a whole host of other elements. You've got Let's Party, Stars and Celebrations. You're going to get Beautiful Blossoms, birthday balloons, and then as well Butterflies in Flight, which is gorgeous. So you get all of those there in that collection. And then the next one we've got here is the Sharon Callis. Now these are awesome. Love these. Really nice big focal imagery and then lots of embellishments on there too. You say 35% here. You've got friendship, happiness. This one, next one here for you is From the Heart, Laughter, Wonderful, and you'll get Beautiful in there. These are also available for you on a multi-buy, 2 for £12 or $15 if you prefer to get them in that configuration. Just going to double check we've got no questions coming in. No questions coming in whatsoever. So if you're ready to press on, I think we're ready for the next section, Hillary.
That's great. Now we're going to put it all together. So it doesn't look like much now if you've got all these little bits of cards strewn around everywhere, but I promise you it will look fantastic. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take this larger piece, and I'll just show you against the glass mat here. This was your piece of cardstock that you cut, was 4 inches across by 5.5. And what you're going to do is you're going to turn your, oh my hands, I can't have these hands messy. Oh, can't do it.
You've got to clean up.
I'm just going to have a little bit of a wipe. I'm sorry. I need a wipe.
You do, because you can't have an inky project. It'll be like craft scene investigation otherwise, won't it?
Oh God, imagine if I was using a red ink pad. Fabulous, right, sorry about that. I'm going to just, yeah, I feel better now. I feel much better now. So I'm just going to take this here and I'm going to put on the back, on the reverse, just some tape. Again, you can use your wet glue, you can use your tacky glue, you can use your collal all-purpose, anything you want that you know is going to stick strongly to the back. And you're just going to stick this larger panel to the back of the box that you've made, and it's just going to line up like that. Can you see that there? So when it's closed, that is going to be the back of your box there. Just for add a little bit of extra, just press it down this way so I know that everything's stuck down properly. Okay, next thing you're going to do is you're going to take this piece here, which I'll show you against the glass mat. This was your piece of cardstock that you cut, which was 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 square.
Perfect.
And this one is going to go on the inside there, and that's the inside of your lid. So again, I'm just going to put a little bit of tape on there.
Lots of love for those stamps. Karen Scannell saying they really are gorgeous, those layering stamps. They are beautiful, really, really lovely, and great for so many different uses. Play around with the colours on those. You know, stamp them in a different colour, you get a totally different look and feel, which I always think is awesome.
That's fab. And then, yep, just stick that to the top here, and that is for the inside of your lid. So when you cut it closed like this, it does look really nice. It's going to come together really well. You're going to take your next piece, which was slightly smaller. This one was your it was slightly larger. It was 3 3/4 by 4. And this is going to go onto the front of your box here, this way around, onto the front of your lid, like this.
Awesome.
So just to make things easier for myself, I'll lay that flat. And just tape this up.
Oh, it all comes together so quickly now, doesn't it?
It
Some people
does.
have already finished and are sending pictures in, Hillary, with Lisa Nice.
Can we see
We're going to be able to
some?
see some of those. If you are coming to the end of yours or you've just finished yours, then absolutely studio@crafterscompanion.co.uk is where you need to send those into. So get them into me. We'd love to see what you have created. Any that you do send to us that we don't get a chance to show in this hour or between shows, we'll show them in that craft house, as I said earlier. Awesome.
So as you can see there, it's really starting to come together now because you've got all these different panels, all these different bits coloured up. We're going to take this small piece here, and this was your 3 3/4 by 1.5 piece. And the reason it's so small is because this one is just going to go right down there on the front.
Beautiful.
So again, take your glue, your adhesive, your tape, whichever you prefer. You could even use your foam pads if you wished for something like this on the front, just to give it a bit more dimension. I wouldn't recommend using your foam pads for these two on the top because you do want your box to close. So that's just something you might want to avoid. Just press that down. And that's in there.
Awesome.
And that is all of the panels that we've coloured and inked up, all on your box, ready to go.
How fabulous.
So the other piece that you had, again, these are my rough gift tags that I did by cutting the corners off by hand. But obviously yours are going to be better. Yours are going to look a lot more neat, and yours are going to look something like this.
Let's just pretend that those were the ones you did.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you go.
I did that on
Sorted.
purpose, didn't I? So once you've got all these little bits that you've made and all your panels are up, I'm going to show you using the proper one actually. You can then add all your little ribbons to match up with your colour scheme that you've got. You can add some little embellishments down here, which is nice, and you can add your little sentiments on the front. Now for this one I made earlier, that this sentiment on the front is being done in the same technique as the panels, where I've heat embossed it with clear embossing powder. Again, you can put your sentiments on all these tags, stick your tags together, tie them with a ribbon to give that extra added touch. And then once you've stuck everything inside, you have got yourself a really lovely, really nice fancy gift box or stationery box.
How amazing. So did you enjoy it, Hillary?
That was really good. Do you know what? I was very nervous. I thought if I do one thing wrong, then the next thing will go wrong and it'll all go messy. But do you know what? You are all so supportive in here. It was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Oh, it was an absolute pleasure. Do you think we've got time to squeeze in one more demonstration on something else, Hillary, before the end of the show?
Oh, go on then.
Oh, okay.
Go on, you
Right.
twisted my arm.
I'll
Oh.
recap a couple of items and we can squeeze a little bit more creativity in. If you have got yourself finished, pop your pictures across to us. We'd love to see them. I want to remind you of a couple of bits that have proven very busy in this show. The Stephanie Buddy Bag being one of them, which is this one just here. The perfect way, so strong, the hook and eye on here. I know, that was the, it wasn't a clunk of confidence. What was it? It was a, I'll work on that for Craft House later, okay? What you're going to be able to do though is store all of your ink pads in here, which I think is absolutely awesome. You can store a whole host of other things in here though. Glues, gem drops, explosion powders, little mini ink pads, loads of stuff can go in there. Tiffany would be proud of me. These are actually in here back to front, you know. Do you know why? Because of the way the hook and eye is here, you actually want these in this way around because, oh gosh, Joe, look what you did. We were all having a nice time and then Joe, no, I've started, so I'll have to finish now. I'm sorry, guys. So let me turn this around. You want to put them in this way round, so which feels like the wrong way, because then when it's on your shelf, what it means that you can see all the way up. So the hook and eye does the hook and eye doesn't get in the way of the top layer of things that are in there. I made a meal out of that, didn't I? $9.99 whether you're shopping for that in oh gosh, and I've dropped it on the floor. Whether you're shopping in pounds or dollars. No, and I'm not. We've also got the ink pad trays available for you on the show. And these are fantastic. Now, the way these work is, these basically clip together and stack up. So you can either stack them, tear them up that way, or what they do is they interlock side by side as well, which is another way that you can put them together. You get 6 in each. The 6 in each is enough to store 18 ink pads in each, but you're getting 2 sets, so you can store 36 with these, which is brilliant. So you're going to get this, and you're going to get another set as well. It's a half price deal, $16.99 or $24.95. We'll normally get you 1, it gets you 2 in this collection. Now, quick dry ink pads, still very, very busy on these. Lovely that we've got these larger ink pad collections available for you at the moment. In here, you're going to get baby blue, honey, misty morning, jet black, lagoon, lemon tonic, midnight, ocean blue, orange, straw bale, smoked emerald, spring meadow, and frosty jade. You can get them for £40 or $56 as platinum members. The other thing I'd say is you've got 50 bonus points. There is also an opaque pigment ink pad collection available for you as well. It's these ones just here, and this one is your Bordeaux Crush Velvet, Grasshopper, Honeypot, Lagoon, Lemon Tonic, Midnight Oasis, Orange Parakeet, Pine Tree, Pink Tulip, and Spring Meadow as well. Anne says, it's so cute that Joe thinks you could store all your ink pads in that bag. Well, I mean, obviously it depends how many ink pads you've got, but they're a good deal. Get a few of them. You'll fill them all up. Maybe you need to just get multiple bags, as Erin said. I completely agree. Maxine saying how brilliantly you've done with that craft along. Pamela saying how much she enjoyed it as well. But I know you've got one more thing you want to squeeze. Is it Sharon Callis we're going to focus on for the end, Hillary?
It is, yes. So the Sharon Callis stamps that we've got, they're from the Heart stamps, are absolutely gorgeous. They are the perfect stamps to add that big, beautiful, bold statement to your cards. So what I'm going to try and show, well, I'm going to try and show you how to make is this one here in a very, very quick demonstration. So as you can see, it's got all sorts going on here. We've got little elements that have been painted in and coloured. We've got the big, beautiful stamp sentiment in the middle. We've got a background piece and then obviously a gorgeous ombre effect on the panel here. So just as a quick demo, let's go through and show you how to use 3 different ink pads, all from the same colour family, to create a lovely ombre background effect.
Beautiful.
So you just start off with a piece of watercolour card. If you're doing any watercolouring techniques, you must use watercolour card. It is the best thing you can use. Nothing will compare. You can use our stamping card, and while stamping card is fantastic, my preference is to always use a watercolour card.
Awesome. So what ink pad have you used to stamp this out with, Hillary?
So the stamping for the sentiment is the Finesse waterproof ink pad here.
Awesome.
I like to use the Finesse waterproof ink pad because, like I say, I'm going to do some watercolouring technique. So obviously waterproof is the best one to use. Brilliant. And the Finesse are the best for me, the best ink pads to use if you want to get a nice crisp sentiment, because it will not smudge any of your lines. As you can see here from this panel, it's already stamped down that I did earlier, and you can see every bit of detail, and it's all big and beautiful and bold.
Amazing.
Fab. Okay. Let's just get cracking, I suppose. So here we go. These are the 3 ink pads I've got. So I've got my Plum Jam, my Fuchsia, and Winter Rose. So these are the 3 pinks from your Harmony Water Reactive pink set. And let's just take all the lids off first. Let's get prepared. So all I'm literally going to do is I'm going to take this darkest one, the Plum Jam, and I'm going to pop a little bit of the ink onto my glass mat. The glass mat is one of those things where if you don't have it, get it, you need it. It's a necessity that can come in handy for so many techniques, and obviously it's a great work surface to work from. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to wet my paintbrush. I've gone with the wider brush paintbrush here because I'm going to be using a nice brush stroke. So let's just wet that there and pick up some of this colour. You see there, it's immediately reacted with the water.
Oh, it's very juicy, doesn't it?
It does, and it goes a lot further than you would think. And I'm just going to literally brush over quickly. Pick up some more colour and keep brushing, keep brushing.
Awesome. I mean, you don't really think to paint with these, do we? So it's nice to see them used in this kind of way.
It is, it's really nice, and it's a good technique to use, especially because they are water reactive, so you can literally blend it out as much as you like. Can you see how nicely that's blended because of the good quality cardstock that I've used? If you wanted to add a little bit more colour, you can just add some more to your glass mat. If you wanted to dilute the colour a bit more, just add a bit of water, whichever you prefer. So now we've done this one. See, I need to be tidy. Mop that first one up. I have
You're
to, I'm
literally
sorry.
You're like the Kim Woodburn of the Crafters TV in here. You're honestly always cleaning and tidying away.
If it's neat and tidy, then I don't have to do it later. This is my thinking, you see. So then we're going to go for our mid-pink is our fuchsia. I know Erin's in my ear like, you got 5 minutes, you keep tidying up, you only got 5 minutes left. Yeah, so we're going to go for our second pink, which is our fuchsia, which is a lot brighter, a lot bolder, as you can see from the glass mat here. Add your water and then just pick it up and go straight onto there.
Ooh.
And look how beautiful that is.
Gorgeous.
And because your Harmony water reactive ink pads will blend in so well with each other, that just blends into that first colour so well.
I love that.
And
Yeah,
you would think
they go down so smooth, don't they?
they do, and because you would think that your fuchsia is like, oh, it's a very bright pink, that's not gonna bode well. It does, as you can see, because it just goes straight on, and it just gives it a little bit of a little bit different in tone. Again, I'm sorry, we'll go quickly. Oh. Now I'm going to take the lightest pink from the ones I've got, the Winter Rose, which is a very pale, very light pink. I'm going to get that cleaned off a little bit. All that water. And this is going to be the last colour, so it should literally be a very light and pale pink, which of course, that there.
Nice.
And it just blends in so well. And the more you work it with the water, the better the blending of the colours will be.
Awesome.
So with, sorry, go on,
No,
John.
go, you go.
I was just going to say, so with that technique, as I showed you earlier on with that card, we've done that exact same technique with our background piece as well. So then all you would do is you would take your pieces. Yes, these stamps are from the Sharon Callis range as well. It's all the little accessory stamps that you get within the packs. All you would do is mat and layer up this piece here onto your card base. And then you can mat and layer your sentiment on top. So let's do it. Let's put it all together really quickly.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Really lovely colours. And again, I'm guessing with the colour families then across the water reactive, you could do this with any 3 from the same colour family, could you, Hillary?
Yes, so the best way to get a good blend and ensure you get a good blend of colours every time is to use the same 3 colours from the family. So you would use the same 3 from the light blues, the navy blues, whatever you've got. But as long as you pick the same colour family, you will get the best blend possible. You can blend with other colours, but we've got loads of YouTube tutorials from Leanne on how to use your ink pads correctly and how to make sure you do it the right way.
Sandra said, just to remind everyone, it was Sarah's birthday yesterday, and she's very, very competitive, so it might be a wise move not to beat a card of the week this week with your craft along, Hillary. No pressure.
Oh, Dawn, now that's a lot of pressure. I don't know how I feel about that. No, it's fine. I'm sure Sarah would let me win one, wouldn't she? Even if it was a birthday, I'm sure she would.
She says she would, but I think she'd still be disappointed she didn't win herself.
Oh, come on.
Sarah's got a lot in this week, though, to be fair. She's got lots up there already, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what goes on.
But the power is not ours, it is the Crafters TV viewers at the end of the day, so
Well,
it's on you guys.
What can we do? You guys have you've got to make that judgment. And if you want me to win and you want to let Sarah down on her birthday, then... Or if you want to let me down on my first show, then well. So what I've done here is I've just mat and laid it up onto the background, and then I've used some 3D foam pads again to put that black panel on the top there to give it a bit more height and dimension. And I'm just sticking that onto the centre there. And how beautiful does that look when it's all come together? You can add some more embellishments, some more decorative pieces, like on this one here from earlier. You can colour in all these little elements as well, all the florals and stuff as well, but how beautiful does that look when it all comes together?
Gorgeous, really, really beautiful. Now, if you want to be doing that yourself, you can. Remember, it's from the Sharon Callis collection here, so I'm going to take you back through that collection. In here, really nice selection of stamps. You've got your big focal sentiment there, some embellishing elements that you're going to be able to use to decorate up to. So this one here is friendship. Then you've got this one here, which is happiness. We also had from the heart. This is your laughter. You've got wonderful, and finally beautiful, which is the one that Hillary used just there. All of those are available. Right, Hillary, excited to see what everyone else has been creating.
Oh, Joe. Gosh.
I didn't touch it. I was nowhere near it.
There's not a
Tracy
ghost
walked
in
past.
here.
I think it was Tracy.
Don't
She
you
was
blame
distracting me.
Tracy.
Are you excited to see what everyone's been creating at home, Hillary?
I'm so excited. Let's have a look at some pictures.
Let's indeed. Let's see. Karen's created these. Love that.
Oh, wow, that looks absolutely amazing. I like
That's
how you've
gorgeous.
used the black as well for your stamping to make them stand out even more. That's beautiful.
Barbara's put this together.
Oh, wow.
She didn't have any stencils or ink, so she's done it with some papers. That's the back of it there, actually. Let's see the front of it.
That looks so good. Wow.
So we were talking about this, weren't we? We were saying you could use papers and stuff. She's used some stuff from a Hunky Dory collection to put that together. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, of course. That looks absolutely stunning. I love those elephants.
June's done this one, keeping it very true to yours here.
Wow, that looks so good.
PPE Pam has been busy as well. I love that.
Oh, the square tags. See, the square tags themselves with that little rounded top look absolutely gorgeous as well.
Really lovely way of doing it and putting it together. I know that everyone has had such a wonderful time putting it together. Mary Lee says, great job, Hillary. She says, great job, Hillary. Welcome to the Crafty TV family. Looks like you're a winner. Panda says, I don't think she would. I think deep down Sarah would want to win. I think Sarah would want to win still. Sorry, Hillary. And Anita says, if you win this week, Hillary, you'll never hear the end of it. And Kay saying how she loves the Sharon Callis collections as well. Lots of love. Do you want me to put this to, I'll put this together. But the problem is, what I'm going to do is, as I put it together, I'm going to knock more off as I put them back on. Yeah, let's show you a picture of what that should look like. I told you, I called it. So we've got two different ink pad collections for you. So you've got the Harmony Quick Dry ink pad collection, which is this one here. 13-piece collection here for you, with 50 bonus points too. You have got Baby Blue, Honey Pot, Misty Morning, Jet Black, Lagoon, Lemon Tonic, Midnight, Ocean Blue, Orange, Straw Bale, Smoked Emerald, Spring Meadow, and also the Frosty Jade. Next up, we've got the Harmony. Hillary, do you want to take us back through the colours of those other ones? Brilliant. Hillary's got the opaque pigments over there. She's going to take you through them.
Yes, fabulous. So we have got the Harmony Opaque Pigment ink pads, which I've just used for them demonstrations there. We have got our Parakeet, which are lovely. Honestly, I say it every time, but I just love the brightness and the boldness of that colour. We've got our Crushed Velvet, which is part of the purples. Lemon Tonic. It's a bit of a shine.
Beautiful.
We've got an Oasis, Orange, Pink Tulip, Lagoon,
Nice.
Honey Pot, Grasshopper, Pine Tree. I know, you got every shade of green under. I'm saying I know, I do this every time. I just assume everyone can hear what I hear in my ear. We've got the Pine
You'll
Tree.
get used to it.
I hope so. We've got our Spring Meadow, which is one of our lighter shades, the Crushed Velvet, and the Bordeaux, and we've also got that gorgeous Midnight.
Brilliant. You grab all of those. Same pricing as the quick dries. And you've also got 50 bonus points available to you on there as well. I just want to tell you again about the Stephanie Buddy bag that we have got available for you. This is fantastic. It's going to be coming up in just a couple of hours, actually. I'm going to be I'm going to be beaming live from Newton Aycliffe to Arizona to your homes, because we're going to have Tiffany. We're going to have Tiffany with us live from Arizona in the show, which is fantastic. So this is that Stephanie Buddy bag. All the Buddy bags are brilliant because they store into your lowest tote, which is brilliant. So it means these store up on their end, and then you can pop these in and out of the lowest tote. We have a lowest tote available for you in the Totally Tiffany Takeover. However, it is very, very limited. Was it those paper takers that were quite limited as well, Erin? There was another. The Divider Pocket collection was very limited as well. So what I would suggest, as soon as this show ends, get yourself over to the website, have a good shop ahead and have a look at all the things that are coming up in that Craft House show. Myself and Tiffany coming up at 7 p.m. here in the UK, 2 p.m. on the East Coast, 11 a.m. if you're on the West Coast. Hillary, what are you going to be doing for the rest of your weekend?
Oh, well, by the time I get home, if it's still nice out, I'll sit in the garden, sit on the couch in the garden for a little bit, but I think I deserve an early night tonight.
Do you? Oh, I thought you were going to say you're going to celebrate with a gin or something.
Might need something to help me sleep a little bit, but I'm not a big gin drinker, so it would be Jack Daniels for me.
Oh, there you are then. Go for it. Knock yourself out. It's been an absolute pleasure to spend the day with you, Hillary. It's been lovely having two shows. Hopefully we'll get reunited again soon.
Hopefully, yeah, it won't be too long before the next one because I've had such a good time today.
Brilliant. Well, we've absolutely loved having you here. And everyone in the comments saying absolutely the same. So remember, you've got Craft House coming up a little later. Remember, tomorrow, Softer Side of Life, myself and Bernie, brand new fabrics coming your way. Midday here in the UK, 7 a.m. on the East Coast. And then I've got a craft class coming up, all things embossing. And that is with myself and Debbie Fisher. We are reunited. I haven't seen her for ages. So we'll be back together for that. That'll be 3 p.m. in the UK, 10 a.m. on the East Coast, 7 a.m. on the West Coast. And then also Second Chance Sunday tomorrow evening. I love Second Chance Sunday. It will be also with myself and Debbie Fisher. That'll be awesome. Loads of wonderful stuff, a wonderful collection of awesome products we've seen over the last couple of weeks. Some of your absolute favourites. We've got exploding boxes and vintage diary and all sorts of lovely things. Twist and pop dies as well will be on there. Make sure you come and see all of that. 7 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. on the East Coast, 11 a.m. if you are on the West Coast. I hope you can come back and join me in 2 hours' time. I hope you're having a fabulous Saturday and a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Don't forget to check out your baskets. Don't forget you can watch this show back at any time. So if you're joining us at the very, very end, don't worry. Whenever you want to, pop yourself over to the website. You can watch them all back there. I'll see you in a couple of hours. Take care.